Is from a wooded area in Alabama, and it's on the morrow after, the day after the Sabbath of the 17th day of the 4th month on God's holy sacred calendar. That would have been the 16th of July on the pagan Roman calendar. This is the morrow after that in the early morning, and I want to read from Psalm 60 regarding the condition of God's church during the 6th era, the Philadelphia era. And after I read this, I'll remind everyone how and why we are still in the Philadelphia era despite teachings to the contrary. Psalm 60, David to the chief musician upon Shushanudith, Miktan of David, to teach when he strove with Emremna Harim and with Aremzobah, when Joab returned and smote of Edom in the valley of Salt, 12,000. That's the heading, and that's what happened when David wrote it. But in the more relevant duality, this refers to where we are today in the Church of God. Philadelphia era, 6th era, 7th era doesn't begin until the commencement of the Great Tribulation, 5th seal. O God, you've cast us off. You have scattered us. You have been displeased. O turn yourself to us again. Now, many of you may say, wait a minute, how does this apply to us today? We have ministers who've started this group or that group, given it a name with an adjective attached to the Church of God, made it appear that the Church of God as we knew it under Mr. Armstrong, when it was called either Radio Church of God or Worldwide Church of God, as its corporate name, as if that continued, unabated or apostatized. But apostasy has come along by a new pastor general, and during that apostasy, the church became scattered. God allowed it to become scattered, and that was out of a certain test he wanted to do to us, but then during this test, many ministers have formed division by naming various groups, and that's sad to see, because that creates great, not only division, but confusion around the world. Let's read further. Let's start again and read from this verse 1 again. O God, you've cast us off. You have scattered us. You have been displeased. O turn yourself to us again. You have made the earth to tremble. You've broken it. Heal the breaches thereof, for it shakes. You know, this is more relevant today than when David wrote this. Verse 3, you have showed your people hard things. You know, brethren, as this scattering occurs, and with it division, we're seeing hard things, and it's difficult for us who were once one body, now vastly divided and scattered. It makes it difficult for many things. Brethren who would like to see one another as we would in congregations and be encouraged by one another before and after Sabbath services. We no longer have that oneness, which was a good thing, a blessed thing. And now that God has allowed us to become scattered and divided, if we were only scattered, we might find it easier to still fellowship with everybody. But the division causes a certain kind of friction between brethren, because brethren identify with their named group. You've showed your people hard things. You've made us to drink the wine of astonishment. You've given a banner to them that fear you, that it may be displayed because of the truth. Selah. Selah, meditate on it, think about it. That, verse 5, your beloved may be delivered. Head, Judah is my lawgiver. Moab is my washpot. Over Edom will I cast out my shoe. Philistia, triumph you because of me. Those two cities are named in Daniel chapter 41, verse 11, as two of the three tri-wilderness areas which will be protected during the 3.5-year reign of the king of the north. Verse 9, who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? At the southern tip of Edom is Petra. And via Petra, a person who's counted worthy to escape can get into Edom, Moab, and in the upper northern area, the land of the children of Ammon. Verse 10, will not you, O God, who cast us off, who has cast us off, and you, O God, which did not go out with our armies, give us help from trouble, for vain is the help of man. Through God we shall do valiantly, for he it is that shall tread down our enemies. Brethren, I hope you yourself will open your Bible and review Psalm 60 and read it aloud yourself as a prayer, privately from you before God, as I did earlier this morning, and looking for that time when God blesses and puts a banner before them that fear him. He'll allow them to be taken through the place of the rock wall into the place of nourishment for 3.5 years. I remind us to take a look at Luke 21:36 to see not only the two promises of being accounted worthy to escape and also being accounted worthy to stand before the Son of Man in the first resurrection, but the prerequisites that precede those two promises being requirements. Those prerequisites are requirements that we need to be doing daily. The watching and the praying. And then see God do valiantly for us as he treads down our enemies and provides the two wings of a great eagle for those accounted worthy to escape. Brother, I'm just kind of following up this morning because the live stream I did yesterday from a remote location did not save, at least not on YouTube, because we lost the signal just before the live stream ended yesterday, and it didn't finish and complete. It did the live stream, but then following that, it didn't convert into a recording because it didn't get the end signal. But this is important and a good thing to be doing today and this week, reviewing Psalm 60 and praying this as a prayer before God. And with that, I'm going to sign off from this remote area in the woodlands of Alabama and remind you that you can find more information on what I was telling you and some of our past Sabbath services, which most often includes a video featuring God's end-time apostle Herbert Armstrong during that service. And I spend some time giving details of what I mentioned lightly here regarding the escape that's promised for those who are accounted worthy to escape, who are doing the prerequisites of Luke 21:36. You can find those sermons under the archive video tab on our homepage for COG, stands for Church of God, of course. TV stands for television, just the acronym COGTV.org. .org, O-R-G. It's not a church group you can join or become a member of. It's a ministry we do by internet, television, and internet. So Mr. Collins originally named it cogtv.org. And if you go there, you can, again, find in the archive video, just look under the index for Sabbath services, look for some of the recent, and even go back several months. Week after week, I cover in detail what will happen, what God says in His Word will happen